ورتل القرآن ترتيلا.
Assalamu alaikum. In this lesson, we will be covering mud leen. Our learning objectives are: number one, to be able to define mud leen; number two, to know the conditions of mud leen; number three, to be able to identify mud leen; and finally, to be able to apply mud leen. As we have covered previously, mud fari'i consists of two branches: mud due to a hamza and mud due to a sukoon. Mud fari'i due to a hamza consists of three types of mud: mud sila kubra, mud jaiz munfasil, and mud wajib muttasil. Mud fari'i due to a sukoon consists of two branches: a temporary sukoon and permanent sukoon. The temporary sukoon consists of two types of mud: mud arid sukoon and mud leen, and the permanent sukoon consists of mud lazim. So what is the definition of mud leen? This occurs when a huroof leen letter is followed by one other letter at the end of a verse and when we are stopping. Leen means soft, and the two soft letters are ya or waw sakina preceded by a fatah. What are the conditions? Number one, we can only apply this at the end of a verse or when we are stopping. Number two, as we are stopping, we are creating a temporary sukoon. And number three, we have to stretch for 2, 4 or 6 counts and keep to that lengthening throughout the recitation. For example, QURAYSH, HUROOF. Huroof leen letters are two: waw preceded by a fatah and ya preceded by a fatah. Remember, huroof leen letter must be the second last letter. So for an example of the letter waw, we have the word khawf. For the example of the letter ya, we have هذا البيت. So now let's practice from Surah Al-Quraysh from the Quran. So we can see لِإِيلَافِ قُرَيْشٍ. So there is a huruf leen, ya sakina, preceded by a fatah, followed by the letter sheen on the last letter, which makes it mad leen. إِيلَافِهِمْ رِحْلَةَ الشِّتَاءِ وَالصَّيْفِ. So the same again, there is a ya sakina preceded by a fatah and followed by the letter fa as the last letter, which makes it mad leen. فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. Again, ya sakina preceded by a fatah and the letter ta at the end, where we will put a temporary sukoon, which makes it mad leen. الذي يطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. So we have a waw sakina preceded by a fatah and followed by the letter fa, where we will put a temporary sukoon, which makes it mad leen. So what is the main difference between mad arid sukoon and mad leen? Mad arid sukoon are to do with the huruf mad letters. Alif madda, which is alif preceded by a fatah, a waw preceded by a damma, and a ya preceded by a kasra. So as we can see the word al-fasiqeen, an example of ya madda. Huruf leen are to do with the letters ya and waw, which are both preceded by a fatah. And the example we have is the word QURAYSH. So let's practice from another ayah of the Quran. بِيَدِكَ الْخَيْرُ إِنَّكَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. We have mad leen on the word al-khair. As you can see, there is a ya sakina preceded by a fatha, which is followed by the letter ra, where we are putting a temporary sukoon. If we are stopping at the word shay, then you can see there is a ya sakina preceded by a fatha, followed by the letter hamza, where we'll be putting a temporary sukoon, which will make it mad leen if we are stopping. If we are not stopping, then it would become innaka ala kulli shay'in. And then we have the word qadir, where you can see there is a ya which is preceded by a kasra, which makes it ya madda, which is followed by the letter ra, where we will put a temporary sukoon. So this is known as mad arid lis sukoon. Let's do another example of mad arid and mad leen. So we have an ayah from the Quran, الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. If we decide to stop at the word ju', then we can see there is a waw madda, waw preceded by the dhamma, followed by the letter ain, where we will put a temporary sukoon, which makes it mad arid lis sukoon. And at the end we can see from the word khawf that we have the letter waw, which has a sukoon, preceded by a fatha, followed by the letter fa, where we'll put a temporary sukoon. So we will have the word khawf, and this will be known as mad leen. To summarize between mad arid and mad leen, so when we are stopping, we have to look whether it's huruf mad letters we are stopping at or huruf leen letters we are stopping at. The huruf mad letters are waw preceded by a dhamma, alif preceded by a fatha, and ya preceded by a kasra. So this will be known as mad arid lis sukoon. For huruf leen letters, we have to remember it is a waw sakina preceded by a fatha, a ya sakina preceded by a fatha. This will be known as mad leen if we are stopping on these letters. So what have we learned in this lesson? We are able to define mad leen. We know the conditions of mad leen. We are able to identify mad leen. And finally, we are able to apply mad leen. Hope you have benefited from this lesson. Keep seeking knowledge. مع السلامة.